So the first thing that we need to address is the reason why do we perforate. At the end of the day, perforating is going to create the communication between the wellbore and the pay zone. So the reservoir fluids can have a path to flow to the surface. And the idea here is also that we also perforate sometimes to be able to do a successful stimulation jobs. There are perforations that are done to address sand control, and the perforations operations are going to be very dependent on the well parameters. Now, perforating operations are dangerous operations, and they require a very, very good planning and a careful execution of the perforating job. The main item in a perforating gun that is going to be the most important part that will perform the perforation is what we call the shaped charge. So I am showing here in the slides, okay, there is the shaped charge, there is a schematic of the shaped charge. The shaped charge is composed of several items. We have first the detonating cord. The detonating cord is basically composed of secondary explosive, and this is the item that is going to connect between the detonator, which will initiate the detonation, and the shaped charge. So here I am highlighting the detonating cord. We have as well the case. The case basically, it is what is going to be containing the explosive in the shaped charge. We have here the main explosive that will also be a secondary explosive. You can see that it's in contact with something called a primer. This is also explosive, but this is primary explosive. And then we are going to be having the most important part of the shaped charge. This is what we call the conical liner. This is the conical liner. And if we go to this other picture, and we can see all the items of the charge separately, we have here the case, the liner powder, primer explosive, the main explosive, and this liner powder is what is going to be composing the liner. And as you see, the liner has a conical shape, and this conical shape is going to be having an angle, okay? So here is the charge when is it completely assembled. So if we have a look at history of explosives, if our explosive is having a flat end, it is going to create just a small damage on this wall. If we don't have a liner, we are going to be creating a cavity, but this cavity is more of rounded shape. But the liner, what the liner is going to do is that it's going to be able to provide to us the conical shape of the perforation tunnel, as we can see over here in this picture. Now, perforating is a very, very fast process. We are talking here that we are speaking here in the matter of microseconds. So this is the charge before it starts the perforation process, before initiation. At 2 microseconds, we have already the explosive detonating. At 6 microseconds, if you see this part in yellow, this is actually the conical liner. This is the liner, yeah? The conical liner starts being deformed, is going to detonate due to pressure, it collapses, and will form a jet. As you can see over here in yellow, this is the conical liner. At 20 microseconds, it already formed a jet. And this jet is what is going to penetrate the rock. As you can see, this jet, the tail of the jet, is what is penetrating the rock. Around 200 to 1000 microsecond, the tail of the jet finally will deliver the perforation tunnel. And this is basically the perforation tunnel, and this is taking shape after 200 to 1000 microsecond. So we can see here that a very important item for the perforation is equipment is going to be the shaped charge. There are many kinds of perforating guns. The main kinds that we have are going to be what we call through tubing guns. Through tubing guns are guns that can fit whenever the
Perforating gun systems can be as varied as the production wells they are used in, and there are technical reasons to use all of the myriad of gun choices in various wells. Technical differences of perforating systems aren't worth mentioning, however. The different magnitudes of destruction in a surface detonation are all bad.
Of this shape charge accelerated from a standstill to 30,000 feet per second in such a short duration of time that it reached a peak of nearly 70 million Gs, which is such an incomprehensibly fast change in velocity. After this, the three heads provide nearly 130,000 Gs of deceleration, bringing the shape charge down to nearly 2,800 feet per second, which is still faster than most bullets.
So this is going to be kind of interesting because we're stepping the explosives way back, but this one is an actual industry used for fracking oil wells. It has a copper lining in there, actual shaped charge with it's just tree leaves.
Yeah, we messed up that tree pretty good.
I think it's like 0.1 pounds of RDX, and then there's a little bit of C4 in there just to help kick the whole thing off. To an AR500 steel plate with the coating that, as you can see, we've tested it before. That was not a through and through shot though. That was just to rip the coating up. And then a torso.
My prediction is it gets through the plate, it gets through the body, and we see a scorch spot on the back of the concrete. I think it gets through all the way.
That just looks so small.
It really is small.
I don't think it's gonna make it through the plate.
No, I don't know. I've never seen it hit armor steel plate before.
I've also never seen a legit like manufactured.
Yeah, what do you think, Tread?
Shaped charge.
I don't know.
It's tricky, right?
It's AR500, which is, surprisingly strong. I don't think it's gonna penetrate.
No? So you guys are on the same team?
Ooh, so I sided with the pro.
Dang it.
All right.
The two people with explosive licenses.
We can come up with predictions, but you have the technology to come up with proof.
This is true.
So,
especially with the Team X camera.
yeah,
All right,
especially with that.
Let's fire this up.
Fire the hole!
3, 2, 1.
Oh!
I think I see a lot of bones.
Oh, it got him.
Yeah.
It got him. I might have been right.
Yeah. I think that went through. He's fracking fracked.
Ooh, was I right?
2.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
What?
So I definitely see a hole.
Look, it's
obviously.
liquid. Oh, no way.
Oh,
Tread, we busted your concrete.
Oh yeah.
With that so copper's the secret to shape charges.
That's insane.
So imagine if you had a 1 pound charge behind a copper disc. That would be gnarly.
Wow.
Dude.
Hello?
That's insane.
I mean, didn't even.
No way.
I was woefully wrong about